awesome fall day here in northeast Oklahoma on Speckled Feather Farms, and we are taking a break from the giant boulders we're removing from our garden to move out the other half of the chickens. And we wanted to introduce you to the operation a little bit. We have 150 Cornish cross chickens that we got from Cackle Hatchery up in Lebanon, Missouri. And we picked those over a heritage breed just because they are such quick growers, and it's what most folks are used to eating in the store. But we definitely wanted them out on pasture. We didn't want to raise our chickens in a confinement, concentration camp style structure. So we built some chicken tractors on a sort of a Joel Salatin style method, just a stick construction wrapped in hardware cloth and with some plastic sheeting over the top for rain and weather and keeping the chickens dry. But what we'll do is we have 8x8 structures, and we'll house 75 chickens in there for 5 weeks before they're ready to butcher. They brood inside the barn for 3 weeks, and we're pretty aggressive about acclimating them to the outside weather before they move to the pasture. But then they go out, and every single morning before we feed and water them, we're going to move the chicken tractor. And we've done this for 4 days now with the first 75, and we have a newfound appreciation for just how much nitrogen those chickens lay down over the space that they're on. So it's definitely necessary to move them every single day. And then we won't revisit that area of the pasture for an entire year, but we know that after that year the nitrogen will be metabolized, and it'll create some really awesome compost. So we're about to go out and finish a little finalized construction on the chicken tractors so that some of the younger members of the family can move them. The chicken tractors are light enough that most of the kids can pull on them and get them to move the 8 feet a day that they need to go. But we're actually really excited because it'll be about 35 more days before we get to process these guys. And they'll go into the freezer, into our freezer, your freezer, and hopefully provide a lot of really awesome chicken noodle soups and chicken and dumplings over the cold winter months that are in front of us. So we hope that you guys are enjoying following us along at Speckled Feather Farms, and if you have any questions, drop them in the comments.
You ready to go move some chickens? Mm-hmm. Yeah? Uh-huh. Are you going to help us?
Yeah.
How many chickens are you going to carry? 5? Let's do it. Alright, so you're adding some eye hooks to this one.
Yes, I am.
While you're doing that, I'm going to walk down here and see the grass. So this is where they are today.
Yep.
You can see this square where they were yesterday. You can see this square where they were the day before that. But this square where they started, you can see is already starting to get really green and pretty, where the grass is growing back in. And that empty chicken tractor over there is the one that we will be filling today. So you can see they definitely do their fair share of pecking and scratching and eating seeds and grass. And then with their lovely nitrogen deposits, we end up with this really lush, beautiful green grass when they're done. So this is kind of the process we're going for here. You want to talk about what you're modifying over here?
Well, we debated because Joel Salatin style tractors are usually moved with like a dolly that you custom make, but we just didn't really think that was necessary. I mean, here on our farm, everything is so flat in the back pasture that you really don't have to do much to get this to start moving. Now, this one, as I have said before, it's over-engineered. It's a lot heavier than it needs to be. But Abram can move these chicken tractors by himself when you have enough leverage pulling on the bottom.
And at the time, like, we only have 2. It's not like we're moving 70 of them a day. So
right. But no matter what, we're going to move them by hand because that's just what we've decided we're going to do.
So show me what you're doing here.
Well, I mean, I'm just...
Got some eye hooks?
Yeah, I got some eye hooks, and I'm just...
tying a rope.
Nothing special or fancy about the knot or any of that stuff. Like, it's just a good, whatever rope you have laying around.
All right, now this is the funny part. Here comes the chickens. So all the kids are gonna start bringing chickens from the barn, but the horses are following, the turkeys are following. I imagine the goats are gonna follow before too long. Anytime somebody leaves the barn, everybody comes. Turkeys went out to pasture. Dad's got a feeder, so all the animals are coming. This is so funny to watch. Like all the turkeys, all the goats, all the everybody. That's quite the armful, Kennedy. How many you got?
3.
Woohoo!
4. I'm so mad.
Okay, well I'm videoing. You want to tell the whole world why you're mad? I didn't think so. You got horse food in that bucket?
What?
You got horse food in that bucket?
That's 8.
Hi, little fellers.
10. 11.
That's a horse.
12.
She's not dumb. She's just interested. 23.
This is so funny.
27. 28. So you guys are about a third of the way done. All right, go.
How many you got? Put them in. Back for more? How many you got, buddy? Only 2 in that big old bucket. Put them in. All right.
All right.
Officially done with chickens moving to tractors.
We are officially done with chickens moving to tractors for the fall, and as you can see behind us, there are 150 chickens in 2 different tractors, and they will be out there for 5 weeks,
Which makes them a total of how old?
which will make them a total of 8 weeks old, and then they should be up to processing weight, and so we will be following up very shortly with a how-to on plucking and preparing for storage your own pasture-raised chickens
And turkeys.
and turkeys.